Good morning and very good day to our panelists. I'm Nursairatul Najwa binti Bahami, your moderator for today. I'm so happy and very exciting to conduct this forum with all of our professional panelists. Without wasting time, I will introduce our first panelist is Miss Akila as humanitarian aid worker.
Hello and good morning, everyone.
For the second panelist is Miss Hidayah, which is senior economist and analyst.
Hi everyone.
The third panelist that will discuss more detail with us is Miss Nurul Atlina, which is journalist that cover this kind of issue.
Good morning and hello everyone.
And for the last panelist with us today is Miss Nurul Atika, which Deputy Director of Border Security Malaysia.
Hi everyone. I am honored to be here.
It is so nice to have all of the powerful panelists here. I hope all of our panelists is in good condition and excited to share their idea. So, our topic of the forum is Rohingya crisis in Malaysia. What we need to do. As stated as the title, the word Rohingya is very common in the Malaysia. As we know, since then, the issue about the Rohingya refugees often appear in the global news and social media, with the presence of the Rohingya refugees that increasing over time. Our country is also experiencing difficulties, especially for the people in the Malaysia. Based on International Organization Migration IOM, as end of November 2023, there were around 182,820 refugees registered with the UNHCR. The Rohingya group makes up 58% or 107,520 of the total in the Malaysia, which is half of the Rohingya population. Malaysia always face difficulties while handling this issue that increase from year to year. Our topic today is really related to Sustainable Development Goal 60, which is peace, justice, and strong institution. I am here and our panelists to discuss more in detail about this issue. I believe that everyone here must be thinking that why all of these refugees come to the Malaysia, even though they have their own country. What is the motive and reason they came to Malaysia? What do you think about this, Miss Akila? May you share with us?
All right. Good morning to all the panelists, moderator, and audience. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude for this opportunity to share insights on an issue that carries immense humanitarian significance, the migration of the Rohingya community to Malaysia. All right, now for the moderator's question. There are several reasons why Rohingya refugees comes to Malaysia. The first reason is the opportunity to have a better life as they can work illegally. The evidence shows, according to Ahmad et al. 2012, recent studies indicate that thousands of Myanmar's refugees, predominantly seeking improved economic opportunities, they are being overloaded with the hardship of living as stateless in their homeland or as illegal immigrants or refugees in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. Besides that, as most Rohingyas are Muslims, choosing Malaysia with most Muslim is another reason for risking their long and challenging journey. Miss Adina, can I know what's your opinion about my first point?
Thank you, Ms. Akila. And I completely agree with you that the economic hardship and the lack of status are significant factors driving the Rohingya to seek better opportunities as well.
Yes, you are probably right. Other than that, the reason why Rohingya refugees comes to Malaysia is discrimination by government and local people. There is a lot of proof to support this matter. Many studies indicate that discriminatory of the 1982 citizenship law was the main reason for the birth of Rohingya refugees or statelessness of Rohingya by KL 2017. Action by the government that classified citizens into three categories and dismissed Rohingyas totally from that definition then denied the rights and discriminated against them in practicing and enjoying the rights as citizens includes health, education, or even work. Besides that, mass migration embarked from the local discrimination by Buddhists in Rakhine toward the Muslim Rohingyas that led them to be unequally treated by Khairi et al. 2018. Principles of justice and peace are being violated by Myanmar's persecutions of the Rohingya. Malaysia has demonstrated its commitment to advancing peace, defending human rights, and establishing robust institutions that uphold justice and inclusion by accepting Rohingya refugees. Malaysia supports regional stability and the more general objective of guaranteeing fair treatment for everyone by addressing the causes of their migration. This can be a relevance to SDG 16, which is peace, justice, and strong institution. So based on these reasons, I believe that there are also come with other consequences. So, Ms. Hidayah, what is your opinion if the impact of the presence of the Rohingya refugees? Can you share with us?
Okay, hi to our moderator and all the panelists, and good morning everyone. And I'm proud to be here to discussing about this topic. And thanks also to the panelists one for the great and amazing question. And now let me explain to everyone why refugees will give the bad effect to us. Okay, based on information that is given by moderator, the data of Rohingya refugees who come to Malaysia increase year to year, and this is certainly will give a bad effect to us. So my first point of view, why I said they will give a bad effect to us, because they will threatening the safety and security in Malaysia. This is because refugees who come from conflict areas often lack care, help. They also enter our country without any health checkup, like at clinic or hospital, which can cause the risk of spreading infectious disease such as tuberculosis, hepatitis, malaria fever, and dengue fever. And as we all know, all the diseases can cause deaths, and this will cause concern among the local population. Not just that, their presence in our country is often associated with criminal activities that threaten the security of the people. For example, various criminal activities such as robbery, raping, stealing, mostly involving foreign residents, thus increasing the crime rate in our country and worsening Malaysia's image in the eye of the world.
Sorry to interrupt. I completely agree with your point of view. There has been growing concern about criminal cases, and some discussion often focus on the involvement of refugees, including the Rohingya community. These such incidents can disrupt the peace and security of Malaysian citizens.
Yeah, thanks for Ms. Akita for agreeing with me. Let me continue my second point. The second point why I said that they will give a bad effect to us because they will affect our economic growth. This is because the production of a lot of currency every month is quite detrimental to our country. The government is willing to spend a lot of money on the cost of humanitarian aid. The government and non-governmental organizations need to provide basic facilities such as food, shelter, and clothing for refugees. Even though Malaysia has not signed the United Nations Refugee Convention, refugees still receive welfare assistance on humanitarian grounds. Other than that, the government also spent a lot of money on security management. The arrival of the Rohingya through illegal routes poses a challenge to the country border control. The government has to spend money to monitor human trafficking activities and manage temporary detention centers for illegal immigrants. And all the information that I give to you guys is from journal article Cross-Border Migration of Rohingya Ethnic and its Implication on Malaysia Security by Intansiria Hamzah and Siti Daud. That's all from me.
Yeah, sadly, this issue will give impact to our country if there's no effort and ways to prevent this. I believe that our government will not let this issue dominate our country and trying to reduce Rohingya population in Malaysia. I quite agree with panelist number two because day by day, criminal issue is in the Malaysia always happen and statistics shows that almost half of the cases involving the Rohingya refugees. If this thing happen, it could give very bad impact to our country, as the panelists to explain just now. Now, I was wonder, we are as a local people want the government to do something about this issue, right? What do you think about the effort that has been made by government to reduce this population in Malaysia? Miss Adelina?
I would like to thanks to Miss Moderator for inviting me to share my opinion on what government effort to reduce Rohingya population in Malaysia. And before that, a very good morning to panelists and my respected audience. Now, I will share my point of view as a journalist. And I am completely agree with you, Ms. Hidayah, that the issue of Rohingya refugees in Malaysia is threatening the safety and security in the Malaysia. It could have significant implication for our country. However, I believe that the government is actively taking steps to ensure this issue does not overwhelm the nation. In fact, one of the main efforts the government has undertaken to reduce the Rohingya population is Malaysia is through deportation and repatriation initiative. Malaysia has been working closely with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees (UNHCR) and Bangladesh to facilitate the voluntary repatriation of Rohingya refugees back to Cox's Bazar. These repatriation programs are part of a broader effort to manage refugees population and provide them with long-term solutions, including third country resettlement programs, where some refugees are relocated to countries like the USA and Canada. This collaboration helps reduce the refugees population in Malaysia while also providing fair treatment and alternative solution for the displaced people. This is based on UNHCR Malaysia 2023.
I'm sorry, Miss Adlina. I'm not convinced that this will work. Have you considered about another solution, or is there any other way that government can further reduce the Rohingya population?
Okay, thank you, Miss Akila, and I appreciate your concern. Repatriation is just one part of the solution. And the government is also focusing on other efforts like deterrence policy. Let me elaborate on that next. Okay, additionally, the government has implemented deterrence policies, particularly through tougher border security measures and crackdown on undocumented migration. For example, in May 2021, immigration raids were conducted in Selayang, Kuala Lumpur, where over 500 undocumented migrants, including Rohingya refugees, were detained. This move was part of Malaysia's broader strategy to control the entry of undocumented individuals and ensure that the country's immigration law are enforced. This deterrence policy highlights the government's commitment to managing the situation while prioritizing national security, based on Al Jazeera report in June 2020. Ultimately, this initiative reflects Malaysia's dedication to Sustainable Development Goal 16, SDG 16, which promote peace, justice, and strong institutions. The collaboration with UNHCR ensure that asylum seekers are treated fairly and that the country is upholding international standards. By addressing the issue through this focused effort, Malaysia is not only managing the Rohingya population but also striving to maintain regional stability, protect human rights, and strengthen its institutions for the future. And thank you. That's all from me.
Now, everyone relieved that government already put some effort to reduce Rohingya population in Malaysia rather than seeing this issue become big, right? But in my opinion, the first step to prevent the entry of Rohingya should be taken by the government also. So, as we have the Deputy Director of the Border Malaysia here, what do you think the government have done to prevent the entry of these refugees into Malaysia, Miss Atika? Do you have any idea?
Thank you, moderators, for the question. This indeed complex and sensitive issue as it involves balancing humanitarian consideration with national security and resource management, while the government has taken steps to address the Rohingya refugee situations. I believe the first line of action should focus on preventing unauthorized entry, especially at our borders. To begin with, Malaysia's strategic geographical location, with its extensive coastline and maritime borders, present both opportunity and challenge. These open borders make it easier for refugees, including Rohingya, fleeing persecution in Myanmar to attempt entry, often traveling by the sea in overcrowded and unsafe boats. To address this, the government has made substantial effort to tighten the border control. For example, the Royal Malaysian Navy, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, and other relevant agencies have increased their patrols along our maritime borders. Also, advanced technologies such as drones, radar system, and satellite surveillance have also been deployed to monitor activities in the real time. So, to support my statement, in an article published on 26 April 2020 in Esther Awani, when the Royal Malaysian Navy intercepted and turned away a boat carrying hundreds of Rohingya refugees to protect national security and public health during the COVID-19 pandemic. This action demonstrates the importance of secure border monitoring to control unauthorized immigration, especially of Rohingya refugees, effectively. These measures are not about denying humanitarian aid, but ensuring that entry into the country happen in controlled and lawful manner.
Wow, Miss Atika, that is a very great idea. I think that is the best way to prevent the entry of refugees because without strict control from our country, they can pass our border easily and give difficulty to Malaysian local people.
Exactly, Miss Hidayah. So let's continue by looking at the next step, which is collaboration with neighboring countries. The Rohingya crisis is not something Malaysia can solve it alone. It is a regional issue, and addressing it requires the cooperation of all Southeast Asia nations, especially those directly affected, such as Thailand and Indonesia. Malaysia has taken active steps to collaborate with its neighbor through platforms like ASEAN, as evidenced in an article published on 12 June 2020 by Human Rights Watch, where Malaysia worked with Thailand to intercept a boat carrying Rohingya refugees suspected being part of a human trafficking operation. This coordinated effort prevent exploitation and ensure a more organized response to the crisis. Showcasing the power of joint responsibility. Furthermore, intelligence sharing initiative and coordinated patrols in the Malacca Strait have significantly enhanced the region's ability to monitor refugee movement and combat human trafficking networks. To sum up, in my opinion, two effective ways to prevent entry of Rohingya refugees into Malaysia are strengthening border security helps Malaysia maintain its sovereignty while safeguarding vulnerable population for exploitation. At the same time, regional collaboration highlight the importance of justice and fairness. As countries come together to address the Rohingya crisis by supporting the rule of law and fostering partnership, Malaysia contributes a framework focused on security, equity, and long-term stability. I think that's all for me. Thank you, moderators.
Wow, a very good explanation and powerful explanation from all of our panelists here. With the presence of very intelligent and talented panelists willing to share the information with us. Now we have studied various causes, ways, and impact of this issue on our country. Now we know that the Rohingya refugees is not an easy issue and can be taken for granted because this issue will have a more serious impact if this matter does not reach a solution to prevent this become from becoming uncontrollable. Therefore, I would like to thank to the panelists for spending time with us today in this forum. Until we meet again, thank you everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.